will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Woo! Let's give it up. Come on. Why are we here? We're here for justice, right? Why are we here? Why are we here? Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. It sucks that it has to be this way, but we are here, and we are here in solidarity. We are here together. It's not sides, it's not this, it's not that, it's together. I just want to have a moment of silence for Carol. I want to have a moment of silence for Carol. If everyone could stop speaking. Thank you. My name is Trent Manning. I am a behind-the-wall organizer at DARE. We are currently trying to get 32F thrown out, or at least changed, so this can stop happening. So this can stop happening. There's too many people being held out on bail. There's too many people missing their families. There's too many people missing their jobs. There's too many. This is going on for too long. Anyone from Providence, Rhode Island knows 32F. 32F. You go in, it's hard for you to come back out. On March 28th, our community member, Carol Pona, passed away in the ACI. She was 64 years old. She was elderly. She was a grandmother, a mother, a sister, a daughter, and she was currently ill. She was being held on 32F. Probation violation, allegedly, for a crime, for a petty crime at that. She should have been released in the 10 business days, but no, she was held for 3 months. And then, to save the ACI's ass, they gave her the treatment she deserved at the very last moment. On the very last day, they decided to treat someone with the decency, treat someone with the care. It makes no sense. We're all here today because we loved Carol. We're all here today because we have loved ones. We're all here today because we've been through something like this, or we know someone that's been through something like this. And we shouldn't have. Carol was one of nearly 20,000 Rhode Islanders on probation. 20,000 Rhode Islanders on probation. Do you know what I learned in school that I've never forgot? This is the smallest state in America. 20,000 people are on probation. We have the second highest rate of people on probation in the country. 85% of Rhode Islanders accused of 32F probation violation. They walk in this building and they do not come back out. You understand? 85% of Rhode Islanders accused of 32F probation violation last year alone, which means their lives were thrown away over the mere accusation. You understand? guilty until proven innocent. You have to fight for your innocence. You are no longer innocent until proven guilty. You're not seen as a human until you have to prove you're a human. So that's why we're here. For all those people that have their lives been destroyed, their jobs lost, their families lost, that's why we're here. Why are we here? Justice. Why are we here? Justice. We're calling on the legislators to pass Bail on 32, a bill written by us, the people impacted. We sat in a room. We went to DARE. We went to the meetings every Wednesday from 4 to 6. And we put this bill together because this is what it means to us. No one just gave us this bill and said, do this. No, we sat and we worked through this every Wednesday. And we put this bill together. We put these words together and we presented it to the legislators and said, this is what we want as a people.
Yes. 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 Yes.
This bill will require that the courts grant bail to people on probation pending a probation violation here. For that, in layman's terms, basically, you get violated before you're proven guilty.
Yes.
How are you being, it makes no sense. Probation violation. You have to be proven of the crime to violate your probation.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It makes no sense. No more automatic incarceration for 10 plus business days. No more forced plea deals.
Yes. None. None.
None.
No more.
No more.
None. No more.
So, for our first speaker, we have Whoopi. Lifelong friend of Carol.
Like the man said, what are we here for? Carol is one of my best friends. This is her daughter standing next to me. She could have been home with her.
Yes. Good.
She could have been me or you.
Yes.
Or she still can be me or you.
Yes.
So we need to change this. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, we do.
You know, this legislation, like he said, you walk in, do not walk out. She made everybody aware how she was feeling, how she was doing, and if anybody knew her, when she said something, she meant it.
Amen. It's true.
I really didn't know what I was going to say, but I know this has got to stop.
Yes.
Because these are families that suffering, losing everything they got, and some of them are proven innocent after all that.
Yes. Yes.
Did we get anything back? No.
No.
You can't get time back.
No. No time.
So for the young ones coming up, and for the people that's still here, we need to change this now.
We have to save them. We have to save them now.
So I don't care if we don't get it this first time, we're going to be here every time until they hear us.
Yes, say it again.
We're going to be here till they hear us. My friend, you did not just die in vain. Don't give it to me the day I'm going to die. Give it to me before I die. What about that? Change is good. I didn't know that. But right now, the way the world is going, change is good.
Yes, it is.
I don't like to say that they are prejudiced about this law because they'll hold you, me, and anybody else. But when a person say they're sick, they're sick. Okay, she deserved to go to the hospital. She deserved to be heard. Because 32F can hold you, people can't hear you, it's got to change. On behalf of all these people and everybody that came out, Carol hears you. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for Whoopi one more time. All right, next up, we're going to have
Hi, for you that don't know me, I'm Carol's oldest daughter, Tikwa Pona. I didn't know what I was going to say here, but I just want to thank each and every one of you who came out here to show love to my mom, but also 32F, bail, 32F. I will be here too on call for it, because I want to pass it. Due to the circumstances of people being incarcerated, they don't get to go. Once they go in these doors, they don't come out. And as far as my mother, she didn't come out. She came out on the day she died is when she came out. And to me, that's cruel. She still didn't come out because she died in their care anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because she had the bracelet on, so she still was in their custody anyway. So they didn't let her come out. So I'm just numb from this. I honestly don't know where to begin because I'm lost. But I do want to fight for this 32F. I want to fight. I want everyone, each and every one of us to fight. And if I can, I will get more and more people to fight because I want to fight. I'm a fighter and I'm going to fight. So with that being said, I love you, Mom. The visual is beautiful. You guys are all beautiful. Thank you guys. And yeah, we gotta fight. Fight for the 32F.
Thank you, thank you. What are we here for? What are we here for? Thank you, Tikwa.
There's one more call. Go ahead, Tik. Go ahead, Grandma. I don't know what it is. Go with her. Why don't you go with her? Go tell her what Grandma wants to say. Go tell her. You can go with her. Go with her.
All right, let's give it up. Give it up for Little Twinkle, everybody. Brave.
I just want to say thank you all for coming out and, for the cause. I know it's like you guys already been fighting for this, but just, for the love that you guys have for my grandmother to even do this, I just want to say thank you all for doing that. And you guys, if you guys don't know my grandmother, you guys know she always said, I love you. Like, she always loved everybody, like, no matter what. She didn't care who it was. She always said, I love you. Like, and I'm just going to miss her, And I just wish that she was able to get a second chance.
Able to come home 3 months ago. Yeah, and we could restore her. I spent a little bit of time with her.
Thank you. Up next, we have Juan, also a Behind the Walls organizer, and staff. You might have heard him yesterday on the NPR. These guys getting a little famous around here.
Thank you. I'm thankful everybody for being out here. This is very important. People are dying, as you can see. But I'm going to read a letter from somebody incarcerated right now. All right, let me stop. Dear. Thank you for everything you guys do for us in here. Sometimes it feels like we're all alone. I can say for certain you made my holidays and everybody around mine's holidays better, because as soon as I received your letter, I passed it around so everyone could read it, appreciate, and hopefully send a helpful testimony in regard to 32F. So with that being said, let's get into it. I, as well as countless others, believe that the 32F is a complete miscarriage of justice. It is nearly a guarantee that you are going to eventually serve time in prison, and it is weaponized to force a plea deal. It allows for pre-trial detention on any new charges you've been accused of without any grounds or reason for months, even years at times. Basically, the principle of innocence until proven guilty does not allow for a homeless denial of bail. You can actually be found guilty and sentenced on a so-called violation before the new case is even legitimized. Conventionally, they tend to offer wrap-up deals, which essentially the new charge with the so-called violation, in that as much sentence and a lot of people could take the deal rather than go through all the trouble and handicap of trying to prove your innocence from prison. Interestingly though, when one does get out all the way and is found not guilty of their new charges or get them dismissed, they overturn or drop the so-called violation, which begs the question, why even sentence them on it or present them as a violator at all? The 32F makes it extremely difficult for people and families of these people who have re-entered into the community and are on the right track to feel comfortable or even stay there for that matter. The thought of knowing you can be wrongfully accused of a crime and have to go through all that, I just say it is horrific and traumatizing. You can complete 9 years and 364 days of a 10-year probation period, and on the final day, be arrested, presented as a violator, and given the entire 10 years to serve, as if the 9 years and 365 days didn't even matter. My point is, please put an end to this injustice. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. At this time, if everybody could text this number, if you have a phone, take a picture, if you're able to go on Instagram, Facebook, share, like, subscribe. Definitely, this is very important piece.
How y'all doing? This is my son right here. I don't know if y'all understand 32F. I don't know who understands 32F, but I was under 32F several times, all right? And all it is and stuff, right, is you just got to get handcuffs on you. If you're on probation, you go to jail, you're not coming home, you're going to be presented a 32F violator, and then you have to go to a hearing, which is 14 days later. You're not going to that hearing. That hearing is not going to be for like another 3 months because of lack of staff, lack of everything. I'm saying you get there, whether it be here or Superior, you're going to sit downstairs for the whole day. I'm saying go back, and they're going to say come back in 2 weeks, and then you're going to sit down there for the whole day, and you come back, and then they're going to say, okay, after about 3 months of having you come back and forth, they're going to let you out. Or you're going to get violated. I mean, the whole 32F thing is we have to understand it in order to defeat it. Now, if you look at the numbers, now, when you go to jail as a drug dealer, now back in the day you would get right out, but now you don't get out. You don't get out of jail for murder, rape, a lot of capital crimes, all right? So we can't say out of 1,100 people in intake is all capital people. So let's say, for instance, 30% is all capital crimes, all right? So out of 1,100, you got 800 people left. Now, and those people are not capital criminals, 400 people who are maybe commit murder, rape, or drug dealing out of 400, now you got 800 left. What do you think the 800 people there are there for if they're not capital criminals? So you got almost more than 2/4 of people, 2/3 of people in jail, basically on 32F. I know that for a fact. I was there, and I'm asking them, what are you here for? 32F, what are you here? Violation, 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 violation. I'm talking about rows and rows of people on violation, and out of them violations, you might see, a murderer, a rapist. I'm saying, sporadically tossed throughout the whole system, but mainly everybody in there. I'm guaranteeing you, if you do the numbers, I'm guaranteeing you at least 70% of people in that place is under violation. And I was saying, when I was there, if you let these 70 people out, these 70% people out of jail, you have to close it down. You know what I'm saying? So
they're getting paid. They're getting paid.
Yeah, well, it comes down to money. It comes down to not having money. It comes down to not having resources in our community, in our court system. Yeah. We got to volunteer. We got to get out here. We got to. This is our system, right. The court system. We can't just go ahead and say, all right, this like we fighting to change this law. This law was fighting for to be enacted. But in order to change this law, you have to understand the law. You're saying that once you get handcuffs on you under 32F, you are violated. You are going to court. But the main thing is that you're never going to get seen by a judge So, and most people stuff right in there are not really, criminals. I'm saying they just had handcuffs put on them. You know what I'm saying, and you don't have no money. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You really can't fight. Like somebody said, the handicap of trying to fight somebody, trying to fight from jail. You went to jail last night, and now you're being told you can't go home. Well, what are you gonna do? You saying, how you gonna fight if you don't have family, if you don't have money, if you don't have lawyers? You're gonna have to go to court in 2 weeks, maybe see the judge. You're not seeing the judge. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come downstairs. You're gonna say you're not seeing the judge. We gotta come back in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna come back in 2 more weeks, and you're gonna say the same exact thing. So you're just sitting there waiting. You know what I'm saying? Not being processed. Like he says, they got the wrap-up program where they say, all right, boom, you're gonna get violated on this program anyway for 2 years. You're gonna get 3 years, so just take 18 months and make it all clear. You say, who wants to sit in intake at 23 hours a day, locked in all day long? You're gonna take the deal. You're trying to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's why I want to say, in order to defeat this law, you gotta understand this law and understand who's under the law. You know what I'm saying? These people in there are not capital criminals. You know what I'm saying? These are regular people who just have maybe got a little scuffle with the wife or, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, but once you get them handcuffs on you on 32F, it's in 2 weeks you'll be seeing a judge. You know what I'm saying? And you might not, you ain't gonna see a judge. All right.
Thank you. What are we here for? What are we here for? What are we here for? If everyone take out your phone one more time, text this number.
I text it.
Text this number. Text this number. No spaces.
Do we have to put the comments where it says bill? Because I texted it, it didn't text back. So do we have to put the quotations or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause so you're gonna get a text back eventually that's gonna notify you when it's time to testify for this bill. When this bill finally gets put in the House, you're gonna get a text and we're gonna need you to show up and testify. And we have next Anna Cruz, aka Judy, one of our community leaders, has an important message.
Hi, everybody. I've been in this community for 32 years fighting for people's rights on my own, and Dear, and Paris from Progress. It's a while. Let me tell you a little story that I'm going through right now. This guy, he is always homeless because of his record, and his name is Carlos Jr. Lopez. Right now, he's in the hospital, in jail. He has a mental problem and health problems. And I find all the time, all these guys I deal with a lot are homeless because nobody listens, so they come over to me. I'm a good listener, and they trust me. So I haven't heard this guy for a while. I went into the prison to find out if he was arrested. They say yes. So I go in and I say, could I have his ID number? They gave me the ID number, no problem. I go to deposit, $55, that's all I had, but something is something. And the lady from where I went to deposit, she said, do you know where he's at? I said, yeah, intake. She says, yes, intake, but where? And I'm like, what do you mean? She says, go back there and find out, where is he? And that ring the bell right away. I said, something is wrong. So I go back in there and I says, could you tell me where Carlos Lopez is right now? He says, what do you mean? He's here. And I says, yes, here where? He's in the sick bed. This guy, he has mental problem. He got charged with 2 things. He forgot his court date. He has mental problem. He's homeless. The judge knows this. All the guards know him. So why you keep on bringing this man in just because he forgot his court date? And I said, okay, those are the charges, yes. I called right there. I was so lucky that his doctor was right there. And I spoke to the doctor and I said, oh, he said, I can't tell you anything because I don't have permission. And I said, could you please go and tell him to sign to release to talk to me? So he did. He called me. The doctor called me and says, he's not only one. There's plenty of sick people in here. Wow. And there's nothing anybody. I said, don't these people have family members? He says some don't. It's up to us as a community to become united. It's very important to come united. They don't like when we are united, but we are united. Look at you guys right here, okay? We gotta stop listening here and put all our words together. And that pen, put that pen to work, okay? Not to fight, no, to put a pen to write. That's the most important thing we could do. Write, document. Go out, let your friends know what's going on behind the walls. It's very important to fight for that. Remember, he got arrested. He went in and says to a police officer, "Oh, I heard you're looking for me." They came over my house looking for him. So I went out in the street and said, "You gotta turn yourself in, come to me so I could take you to court so I could explain to the judge your problem." His mental issue don't think right. So he went to a police car and said, "I have a warrant for my arrest. Are you looking for me?" And they felt so bad. The same officer who arrested him felt bad. They took him to the hospital. He lasted in the hospital like 2 weeks. That's how sick he was. They put him in the hospital. From there, they took him to jail. Where he's at now? Still in the hospital. Should he be there? No. He has mental issue, like I told his doctor. He belongs in a nursery home or somewhere that people will care for him. I'm down to take care for him. I'm going to pay a private lawyer to get him out of there. He did 23 years, and the guy was innocent. Carlos Lopez Jr. He's well known in Cranston Street, like a homeless. He always clean up the street. He's like, he likes to work, but he can't. His mind don't let him. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you. Remember, united means everything. Okay? Thank you.
It's very important. Can't let them keep policing us. Can't let them keep doing this to our people. I'm from Broad Street, and there was a dude that ran up and down the street every day. He's from my community. We know him. We grew up with him. Then once someone comes in from another neighborhood and decides this person is doing something wrong, who is he to decide that? Who is he to decide that this homeless man, that this mentally ill person is now a danger to society, to my community? Up next, we have Representative Jose Batista, who is from our community and is also a sponsor of our House Bill 6199.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I know politicians tend to take up a lot of time on the microphone, so I promise today I won't be one of those people. The first and foremost thing I want to say is thank you. I wish I could look at every single one of you in the eye and shake everybody's hand individually, but thank you. The only way we're going to get meaningful change in our system, which is what we need, is by, as some of the speakers were saying, coming together. All of us need to come together, whether your family is particularly affected or not, whether you know somebody or not. There are very serious problems here, and we need to change the rules. I want to take a moment and talk with you all about the word system. Some of you might recognize this word, and I want to tell you how I understood the power behind this word system. System is actually an acronym, and as somebody who owns a business, a law office, doing community work, I can tell you not all systems are bad. What does the word system stand for? Not officially, but the best definition I ever heard was save yourself serious time, energy, and money. If you have a business, if you run a nonprofit or an organization, you do not have the time every single day to stop and make decisions. You need to create systems in order to help you. Sadly, our society works the same way. And those of us who study history in this country understand that there have been systems from the very beginning, whether you want to think about the 1800s, the 1700s, sadly all the way back to 1619, which is the first date on record that slaves arrived in this country. We have always had systems. You've heard of them as law and order. You've heard of them as rules. You've heard of them as legislation. We've had systems. The question is, what are our systems accomplishing? For a long time in our country, it was openly transparent that our systems were meant to keep certain people down. If you look at the history of this country, the vast majority of it was either slavery up until the 1860s, and then after that, Jim Crow for another 100 years. And so, for those who believe that the 1964 Civil Rights Act was the solution to everything, or ending slavery was the solution to everything, I've got a completely different story for you. Those things still exist today.
Exactly.
The capital, the prison capital of the world is not only the United States of America, the quote-unquote land of the free, but the state of Louisiana in particular. Did anybody know that the largest prison complex in the United States is in Louisiana? Does anybody know what it's known as? Angola. Does anybody know why? Because that literal prison, the literal building, the literal land was once a plantation that imported slaves from Angola. Literally to this day, the connection is palpable. You can see it. And so the sad reality is, why we're here today is, this is not about individuals. I know a lot of times, I'm an attorney, I've worked in this building for the past 10 years, I started as a public defender. In 1 year, I represented over 2,000 people. It is impossible. And so I saw firsthand judges, okay, you're held without bail, you're held without bail, held without bail. That's what we're here to do. We're here to tell the stories of the people in our community. We're here to tell the stories about why and how our criminal justice system doesn't work. And for anyone who's going to try to distract us from this conversation and say and accuse us of name calling, accuse us of bomb throwing, accuse us of labeling people, that's not what we're doing. We're calling out the system. Sadly, there are many wonderful people who work in this building behind me. Clerks, officers, judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, wonderful people, the best people. But what happens? Their hands are tied. They can't make those decisions. We, the people, have to change the rules in order to allow the people who work inside here to do justice. And so we could spend a lot of time here today talking about the things that mostly everybody here knows, but I am with you. I am a lifelong resident of South Providence. I've been an attorney for 10 years, exclusively dedicated to this work. It is important, and there's been no more incredible feeling than when I've got to work with the organizations like DARE and sit at a table with over a dozen, mostly people of color, mostly young men of color, who honestly know more about the law than I do. There's so many young people in our society that have been in this building so many times through no fault of their own, by being misidentified, by being mislabeled, and their stories matter. Their stories are important. As a public defender, my main job was to stick my hand into the system and slow things down. Because but for that, it's an assembly line. You're not a person, you're a name, you're a number, and honestly, you're in the way. And so either you fix this or you're going to get moved out of the way. And so I am so humbled to be with all of you. Thank you so much for your support. We're going to get this done, but we need each and every one of you to keep it up. So thank you.
Trent, I was going to speak, but I wanted you to continue because I thought you did a good job. But I also want you to talk about the prosecutor and the judge.
This is the world renowned. Y'all might know him as Funky Fresh. You can't. What is it?
What's that?
What's the chant? What's the?
Oh, this is a song I want to do, right? But we all got to do it together.
That's right.
And in the song it says, "We who believe in freedom, we can't rest until it comes." Am I right?
Amen. Right.
So let's get it. We who believe in freedom, we can rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom, somebody better start singing. Come on, y'all. We're just going to do that verse. We who believe in freedom, we can rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom, we will rest until it comes. One of the reasons why we got to stay together is because this whole operation system that our rep talked about, the judge and the prosecutor are in cahoots on this deal.
Yes, they are.
And one of the things that I want you to understand is that the people in the black and brown community are at a gross disadvantage whenever you walk in that courtroom.
Yes, yes.
First of all, we don't have an attorney, so we got to go to a public defender. And I'm not knocking them, but they can stall tactic. So they send us back to prison, supposedly for 2 weeks, when they're supposed to see us, according to the Rhode Island general laws, in 10 working days, in 10 days. And they do this until we got 3, 4, 5 months incarcerated. And they don't give a damn that we're under that stress. And all of a sudden, they put a sentence on the table. They want to put a deal on the table. But that deal is the bite of death. Because once you accept that deal, even if you beat the charge, you're going to do time.
Yep. Right. Yep. Say that again.
And they're going to stack another bit on top of you. Because when you take a plea deal, you may take 5 years probation, maybe 10 suspended, 6 months to serve, and you think you're home free because you want to get to your girlfriend, or you want to save your job, or you want to maintain your housing. You're under pressure to get out. And they know that. And the prosecutor knows it. And this is where the dirty tactics come in. And we have to suffer the consequences, particularly in the black and brown community. And he already told you the statistics. And all those brothers and sisters walking around Elmwood Avenue, Cranston Street, Broad Street, they're only a step away from going back to prison and being treated in the way that Carol Pona was treated. Am I lying, Rep? And that's the truth.
It is the truth.
This is why we have to stay together in order to fight. I call it a demonic force. I don't know what you want to call it.
I'm going to call it the demonic force, too.
Because if you walk in there, you're not coming back out.
You're not.
And this the 32F is designed to lock you up.
Yep. Sure.
And they know it.
Yep.
And the judge, my God, I thought he had some sort of moral compass where he would say, maybe we ought to give this guy a shot or give him bail.
Hell no.
It's not happening.
Don't do that. Hell no.
So he's morally wrong, the prosecutor is morally wrong, and they don't give a damn about the black and brown community.
Nope, they don't.
They get paid for it.
And that's who it is. And based on the statistics that we talked about last night, it's a shame. It's a shame. And they fight against us getting bail on 32. They're going to be at the State House while we testify. They're going to have them testify first. And maybe we get a chance to testify at 1 o'clock in the morning, when everybody else is tired and they're not listening to us. That's another dirty tactic.
So we better go there before that.
Our reps need to complain about the way they operate those hearings.
Gotta be there early.
Whether we're there early or not, I'm going to tell you something. Whoever's running that committee is probably going to make us wait. I was there on reforms, solitary confinement. I didn't get to testify until 1 o'clock in the morning. This is the kind of crap that I as a member of this community cannot accept.
Right.
Can't accept it. And when people say we need to stay together and we need to mount an offense, that's exactly what we need to do. And that's why I say, we who believe in freedom, we can rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom, we won't rest until it comes. Thank y'all for your time. One more time. We who believe in freedom, we can rest until it comes. Come on with them drums. We who believe in freedom, we will rest until it comes. Oh, believe in freedom, we can rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom, we won't rest until it comes. God bless y'all. I'm going to continue to pray for each and every one of you.
Let it rain. Thank you.
That our God takes care of you. Because I know you're hurting because of your families.
Right.
So I pray that He'll heal your broken heart. And that He'll fill you with His precious Spirit. And that in times when you feel weak and alone, He'll wrap His loving arms around you. And I pray for that. Because people in this community need God's peace, which is the peace that surpasses all understanding. So may God continue to richly bless you. And hold on not only to that, but hold on to your freedom. And fight for those that you love. God bless you.
Thank you, Joe. All right, we're going to have one more speaker, Senator Gallman, who's our community sponsor in the Senate for this bill.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's a shame we're here instead of doing all the other things in our life we need to do. I am really honored to be carrying this bill in the Senate alongside a bunch of my colleagues who are really committed to getting it passed. I was married to someone who was on probation for a long time, and I know what it's like to have that hanging over your head. That is not something I want for anyone in my family, in my community, or in our state. We can do better. We have to do better. This bill has some energy. I heard the stories about being there in the Senate. We were there until pretty late. We were there till 11:30, and people are missing time with their children. They're missing time that they could be sleeping, and all of this is the work that it takes to get this over the finish line. And I am honored to be here among all of you. Come find me whenever you want. I'm in the State House. My office is number 309. If I am there, my door is open, and I appreciate you all. Who am I handing this off to? I'll just stand here till someone comes and takes it from me. We got to go back up and vote on some stuff.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I'll give you somebody with you. You got Melanie.
Come on, Melanie. You gotta take over, Melanie.
Actually, we just received a notice from a group of community members that have blocked the side road over here on Friendship Street in solidarity with our action and our campaign. I repeat, we just received that notice of a group of community members blocked on the side of the road, Friendship Street, in solidarity with the action and our campaign. So we actually, we support these folks, and we're going to march down the sidewalk at a safe distance to support and keep eyes on them and keep them safe. So everyone should stay on the sidewalk and follow the marshals' directions. And all the marshals have these yellow vests on, and if you need some